Hello, hello, hello. It's time for Twomey time with your host, Megan Twomey. So, welcome to my channel. This is a very exciting day. It's the first video of my channel thus far, and hopefully the first of many. So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Megan. I am currently living in Maui, Hawaii. I am a nurse practitioner who is board certified in adult gerontology primary care as well as women's health. I've been a nurse practitioner for about 3 years now and a RN, a nurse for about 10 now. I graduated with my BSN in 2014. So kind of crazy to think that I've been a nurse for 10 years now. So I am also a real estate agent as well, and I grew up in the greater Boston area. So this channel is going to be a little bit about wellness, a little bit about medicine, a little bit about career development, career growth, transitioning, and just overall professional and independent growth and development. So I hope you enjoy it. So I thought with beginning in January, this sounds like the perfect time to do an intro about goal setting. And I wanted to share my goals for the year. So hopefully that would inspire some of you to create your own goals or uh, resolutions, whatever you like to call them, so that you might feel motivated to make some as well. And if you don't have any, or if you have some, I would love to compare and hear what you're working on this year. Some of these goals I've been working on for a long time. Some of them have been a couple years in the making. Some are more newer goals than others, but most of them are tailored towards where I am right now in my life and kind of like where I want to move forward to. So I have four that I want to share. My first one is basically creating something for myself. So I wanted to create something for myself primarily, and then for others possibly in the future. And I wanted to be passionate about something that was outside of my day job, which is being an MP. And I figured this would be the best way. Something for me would be to create, hopefully, this channel, possibly a podcast moving forward, where I get to create my own network of others and interview others, and a safe place for growth and for development, and mainly a place for me to be creative. For those of you that are not in medicine, if you do not know, medicine is quite, it is not the most creative field of study. And especially in my primary care role, I mean, it's exciting, but not necessarily creative. So I wanted to have a more creative outlook. So that's goal number one. Goal number one is to hopefully have many more of these videos, and that this is not the first and only one. Number two. So number two is to grow my community and reinvest in friendships old and new. So this one probably is on many other people's lists, but for me, I am focusing on it mainly because I moved to Maui about 3 years ago towards the tail end of the pandemic. And I've moved a lot in my life. I grew up in Boston. I've moved all over the United States. I was a travel nurse. So I've lived in many different states as well as different cities, but this move was a little different. I knew I was going to be living here for quite some time. It wasn't a short contract. I also knew that I was moving with my partner, and my partner and I still live here together, which it's kind of nice to move with someone. I've never really moved with someone before, especially someone that you get to share housing with and kind of share all your experiences with. So that's been really nice, but definitely think it caused me to not reach out as much as I normally do when I move to a new city. And being in a new role as an advanced practice registered nurse is quite different than being a nurse on a floor where it's very social. So partly I think that I can definitely work on creating a network here and growing more friendships here on island, and also kindling those friendships that I do have. So I have made some wonderful adult friends, which, as we all know, it's difficult to make friends as an adult. So when you do find someone that you connect with, you definitely want to hold on to them and put work into fostering that friendship. So that's something I hopefully plan on doing more, and in general, just being more social. So we all know that being social, there's a ton of evidence behind socialization, having friends, for not only longevity, but for overall happiness. So that's definitely something I want to focus on this year. And then in addition to that, living in Maui, a lot of my friends and family live on the East Coast. So it's about a 5 hour to 6 hour time difference, depending on daylight savings. But, sometimes that can pose as a challenge to connecting with friends as well. So hoping to do a better job with phone calls as well. That's always a priority for me, but yeah, sometimes planning it and timing it can be tough. So number one, creating something for me, something that's creative. Number two is to grow my own community and reinvest in my friendships. And so those are the first two. Number three would be something I've been working on, not just this year that I'm going to be working on. I've been working on it for the last couple of years, is to let go of the small things. So I'd love to hear from you all if you've struggled with this in the past, but letting go of the small things has been something I've been working on for the last couple of years. When I mean let go of the small things, I am talking more from a perspective of receiving feedback or receiving criticism or being new in a career and struggling with feeling constantly vulnerable and constantly having to improve or to change what I'm doing or to adapt to a new environment and grow in that environment. And sometimes that can be really challenging. There's a lot of rewards to doing that, but also it can be really taxing and hard mentally. But I do think that I've learned to not hold on to like negative comments as much or look more at somebody else's perspective when they maybe say a comment in a bad manner or a poor tone. I have way more insight just with age and being being an older adult and being in the workforce. I definitely want to focus more on not letting comments get to me, not letting constructive criticism get me down where I take it to heart. And, we are all our harshest critics ourselves. And, there's no sense in beating yourself up over something. And I want to start taking that as a more positive spin and choosing to be more positive and choosing to just be happier about it, like having a different opinion on it. So that's, I think, a work in progress, hopefully for everybody. Some people might feel really confident, which is great. Maybe you guys can provide some tips as to how I can get better at it, but I've definitely been getting better at it. And that's something I hope to work on this year as well. So fourth and final, so we covered, I want to create something for myself. I want to foster and grow my network and friendships. I want to let go of the small things in life because life is too short to hold on to small sentiments that don't mean anything a couple of years from now. Lastly, this is something that I've also struggled with over the last couple of years, but to listen to my gut more. So I think that lots of individuals must go through this, especially in any type of career transitions or just a transitional phase, which is constantly people go throughout their lives. But I've used to really listen to my gut and be pretty comfortable with going with that decision. But over the last couple of years, I feel like I haven't been as comfortable with that, mainly because some of these decisions might have been harder or more difficult, or I'm not used to making some of these decisions. And not that they were bad decisions, but I felt like I was relying on others' opinions too much and letting them kind of influence my own decision and not allowing me to be honest with myself about what I really want and what I feel is right inside. So thankfully, I've made some good positive changes where I followed my gut more, and and I'm much happier because of it. And like I said, I'm not sad I didn't follow my gut, but I think I came down to the realization that I always come back to what my gut says. And, even if it's the wrong answer, you learn the hard way. But I think it can kind of lead to happiness, or at least push me through to have to go through the process of learning. And hopefully making it the right decision. So I guess what I'm trying to say is listen to my gut, rely less on others' opinions, and unless I want them, and ask for them, of course, and not let them influence me as much as they should. So I would say I think it's hard to do. And I also think it's hard for others to do. Maybe with age that comes really easily, or with experience in a field that comes super easily. But that's something that I haven't been the best at doing. So that's something I definitely want to focus on this year. So those are my 4 big goals, my 4 wants for this year. I have some others, but those are the ones that I at least have written down and feel confident about. And, I hope to, with every goal, I've always read that you're supposed to kind of put constructive methods down to achieving that. So whether that's like a certain amount of time per week to achieve it, or be constructive in setting your goals. So that's something I'm going to be doing on the side. So if you guys have questions about that, I can link to articles as well about that as well. I'm hoping that this channel provides growth and curiosity and professional development. It's going to be a little bit of everything. I'm very excited for it. I hope you guys all stick around for the journey, and cheers to 2024 and setting your goals. Have a great day and see you next time on Twomey Time.